Do not do it. Do not do it, cat. Hi guys, and welcome back to Bookish Chaos. I'm Shay, and today we are talking about books that I read in May, which is 4. I started one of them. I didn't even fully read in May. I just finished it. I'm going to apologize for my dog in the background chewing on his bone. This new mic setup makes it so that you can hear it while he's chewing on his bone. That I don't like about it, but I do like that it's hands-free. I'm not bumping it because it's not a lapel mic. I'll still use my lapel mic, but for right now, it's good. Okay, so before we start, if you like this video, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel and click the bell button down below so that you will be notified of every video that I post and every short that I post. I'm really trying to make this like a second job thing. I don't need it to be my full-time income, but if we could get me to where I can make money off of it, that would be super cool. The cat's being a jerk. Knock it off. You're so mean to mom. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I started Corrupt by Penelope Douglas in February. I stopped it to read other things like the Kindred's Curse Saga that I finished in May. How bad is the dog in the background? Maybe I need to just talk right here. Okay, so I finished Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. So Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, I think technically falls in the dark romance genre. I don't consider it that dark. It has, I should have looked up the trigger warnings. Shit. Please hold. Okay, get down. Thank you. Okay, trigger warnings are as follows. Sexism, slut-shaming, child abuse, rape and attempted rape, sexual assault, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, drugging, death of a parent, murder, kidnapping, animal cruelty, bullying. I'm trying to think if all of these are on page. I feel like death of a parent is on page as far as, like, you know that her dad died, but I don't think you get, like, you don't have it happen. Like, you don't on page, like, witness his death. So, those are the trigger warnings. So I guess technically based on the trigger warnings, it's kind of dark, but I also read really, really dark shit. So that is like, nothing to me. So we meet Erica and we learn that she's with a boy named Tyler. What in the hell is his brother's name? I feel like it's Tyler. Trevor. His brother's name is Trevor. Okay. I'm not going to say his last name because it's very close to what my stepdad and my little brother's last name is, and it freaks me out, so we're not going there. So she's dating Trevor, and she's always had a thing for Michael, his older brother. And Michael and his friends, Kai, Will, and Damon, are a part of this little, like, crew. And they do a thing called Devil's Night, where they basically do whatever they want. You find out at the end of the book why Devil's Night started. So we open on Erica, and she moves away to go live in a different town. She finds out, we find out that her mom has a bit of a drug problem, bit of a drinking problem, because her dad died a bajillion years ago and she didn't recover from it. So she moves into this building and she finds out that it's actually Michael who owns the building, and she's like, well, this sucks. And the reason that he convinced his mother to move her into this building, because him and his friends, who the 3 of his friends just got out of prison for various different reasons, they're all gonna fuck with her. Because they blame her for a situation that happened. They blame her for them going to jail. Supposedly it's her fault. You don't actually know why. You spend a whole book. And I wondered, for 98% of the book, what actually happened. You don't find out until later. I did not expect what happened to happen, which is really odd for me. So the guys, they do little mindfucky things on her. And then there's the big mindfuck. And then you find out that everything is not as it seemed. You find out that one person that you thought wasn't the bad guy really is. It's makes a little more sense than the other one because one of them is psychotic and the other one is not. Please don't eat your food right now. It's a really good book. It's really good. If you can handle dark things, then I suggest you read it. If you cannot handle dark things, if anything that I just read off that list sounds like it's going to make you want to not be fine mentally, then don't read it. The child abuse is not like extremely bad like you would imagine that it is. You're not like witnessing it. The boys' dad is really terrible to them. Sir, while I'm recording, the boys' dad is just kind of a dick. But like our female main character, her dad was an angel. So, I wrote, they plot her demise and do some mild thriller mind games. Then the one mindfuck, like I said. You find out who's responsible. She gets kidnapped as per usual in these kind of books. The good guys win. The bad guys lose, except for one just kind of fucks off and they just kind of let him fuck off. So I think he's coming back in a later book. Everybody is fine except for Michael's parents. But that's fine because they deserve it a little bit. They're kind of, well, his mom's nice, but his dad's a piece of shit. So I don't feel bad for them. Okay. After Corrupt, I read all 3 of the Kindred Curse Saga books that are out, which is Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Heat of the Everflame. Did I start this book series without knowing that it was unfinished? Yes. Did I also fall in love with it while it's unfinished? Also, yes. I have a tendency to do that, and it's really irritating. That's why I'm always afraid to start a fantasy book, because I never do the research to find out if the series is finished or not. I just jump into a book, I love it, and then I find out the series isn't finished and isn't going to be finished until 2030. The 4th book of this series is supposed to come out this year, so fingers crossed that Penn can make that happen. Short of the Kindred's Curse, it is slow burn, and the slow burn is amazing. The only person who writes better slow burn than Penn Cole, in my opinion, that I have read is Raven Kennedy. If you've read the Gold-Plated Prisoner series, I have not finished it. But if you've read it, she's amazeballs at writing a slow burn romance. And then when the slow burn is no longer slow and it's just burning, she's real good at. Anyway, Penn is also really good at that. It's got found family. It's got strong sibling bonds. The age gap between her and her little brother is not as big as the age gap between me and my little brother, but I feel like her and Teller remind me a lot of me and my little brother. I wrote this before I finished the 3rd book. So when the slow burn starts to become a little more spicy, she goes to touch him and he won't let her touch him. And for most of the 3rd book, I thought that it was because he has a gigantic scar across his chest, which she already knows about. We already know about at this point. We don't know how or who's responsible at this point, I don't believe. But it's really confusing as to why, like, he knows that she knows about the scar. Why won't he let her touch him? Turns out he's hiding a big secret from her because he's stupid. It's a secret that he definitely shouldn't have hidden from her. So, we have in this book, the universe of Amarian. There is 9 realms. There is Lumnos, realm of light and shadow, where she is from. They currently have a king. There is Fortos, realm of force and valor, and they currently have a king. There is Phanos, realm of beast and brute. They have a queen. Arboros, realm of root and thorn. They have a queen. Igneos, realm of sound. That's not what I wrote. I wrote the word sand. Realm of sand and flame. Umbros, realm of mind and secret. They have a queen. Miros, realm of sea. Miros, realm of sea and sky. They have a king. He's a hot pirate king. Sophos, realm of thought and spark. They have a queen. And at this point, I didn't have a royalty thing because I couldn't remember. But Montios, realm of stone and ice. They have a king when we start Spark of the Everflame. Some of these monarchs do change throughout the book series, but that's what they start out with. So this book has very complex characters. They are not black and white, good or evil, and the female main character is pretty much a badass. So I'm gonna spoiler Spark, the end of Spark for you. So if you have not read them and you're going to, and you don't want to know how Spark ends, don't finish this. In order to get into and not spoil Heat and Glow, I don't know why I keep flipping those around. Glow and Heat. Glow is book 2, Heat is book 3. I flip them around for some reason. I feel like Glow should be before Burn, but whatever. I'm not the author. So we meet DM. DM is our female main character. We learn that she has a mother named Orly and a dad named Andre and a brother named Teller. She is different. She's not like other girls. She is very pale and she has gray eyes and gray hair. So how Amarion came to be is the Kindred, Kindred's Cursed Saga. The Kindred, which were magical beings, they're kind of like gods or angels or something. They came from another realm to this realm to kind of be like, fuck you guys, we're taking over. But they fell in love with mortals because this realm, before it was Amarion, was full only strictly of mortals. And so they bound their life to the mortals that they fell in love with, which created the different realms in Amarion. Their children and their children's 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 children are called the Descended because they come from the Kindred. They have magic. They're not like the mortals. The mortals have absolutely no magic. So the mortals, they have brown eyes. And the Descended have different eyes, different eye colors based on what realm they're from. Lumnos, realm of light and shadow, they have blue eyes. Fortos has red eyes. Faunos has yellow eyes. Arboros has moss, so green eyes. The desert realm has like fiery red eyes. Umbros have black eyes. Miros has like a teal sea colored eye. Sophos, they have rose eyes, and Montios, Descended, have violet eyes. Her eyes are gray, they're not blue like other Lumnos Descended. The story that they all give is that her eyes changed color with a childhood illness. And people believe it. So Spark starts out, we get like a little flash, and then her mother, we start with, it opens on Forging Day. Her mom ends up talking to like this really mysterious Descended guy in an alley, and she overhears a little bit of the conversation, and then she gets accosted by this old lady who says many weird things to her and calls her daughter of the forgotten and cackles a whole lot, and she's like, WTF. And that's the prologue. And so then chapter 1 opens on, her mom has been gone for 6 months. She's missing. Nobody knows where she is. There are like 3 people that do actually know where she is. She is not dead, like DM thinks. And her dad seems surprisingly okay with the fact that her mom is missing. And you find out later that she had told him that she was going on a mission and she wouldn't be able to talk to him, but she was supposed to tell him before she went, and she didn't. But that it would probably be like a while, so not to worry too much. But it's been 6 months. You find out that you don't find out in Spark where she is. I don't think. Nope. You find out in Glow. Where she is. So Spark continues, and we meet Henry, who is DM's best friend, and they have started to have a sexual relationship. They've been each other's best friends since they were small children, and now that they're adults, they moved on to a more adult relationship. Henry wants to marry her. She's like, that sounds terrible. I don't want to marry you, and I don't want to do nothing with the rest of my life but have your babies and live in your house. That sounds like a nightmare. So she doesn't want to do that. It's 5:30. We got time, baby. Book 1 is all world building. There's not a whole lot of plot. Not a whole lot of plot in book one, which is fine. Book one is where we learn a lot of people's intentions, which makes it somewhat easier in later books to empathize with them, even if they're a little misguided, aka Henry. But it gives us time to like fall in love with the characters and meet them before we start getting like some plot points, which are like big plot points. If you do read this, pay attention to the prologue, chapter 1 or whatever it is, the very first one. There's a lot of Easter eggs for things to come in later books, like a lot. Because, so she had written Glow almost completely, and then was like, maybe I should go back and we should learn about who this girl is first. So that's where Spark came from. Spark originally was not even part of the deal. So I actually quite enjoy that she went back and wrote Spark and released it first, because it makes, I'm not a super huge plot girly. I don't need a whole lot of plot if there's a lot happening with the characters. If the characters are one-dimensional and they suck, then I need plot so that there's some kind of stakes. But if you just give me character development, just all the character development, just give it to me. Feed it to me from a silver spoon. I love it, because then it makes me care about the characters. I need you to go really into characters and make me love them. DM takes this stuff called flame root every day, and when her mom is gone, she's like, you know what? I kind of don't think I want to take that anymore, so I'm not going to do it. So she stops taking it, and then she ends up throwing it in the sacred sea. And her mom told her that she had to take it because she would start to have delusions like her birth father did, and that the flame root would keep her from having delusions. Turns out she is a half descended, and the flame root is keeping her magic at bay. That's why she has different colored hair and different colored eyes. So the Luminous King is dying. We learn in Spark he is dying, and she meets his heir. So the magic of the land, essentially, the magic of Mother Luminos or Father Fortos, they pick the land. The magic picks the next successor to be king or queen. The most powerful descendant is how they put it. Usually it's the most powerful descendant, the one that the magic deems is the most reliable. Everybody assumes that it will be Prince Luther, because Prince Luther is the most powerful descendant that anybody can think of at this point. Also, DM's magic has been under lock and key, so nobody knows that she has magic, but everybody thinks it's going to be Luther. So she meets Luther, and she sees the king, and she starts secretly going to the palace and healing with Moira until Moira's like, fuck you, you little shit, you're not going. There's a moment where the armory gets blown up because she joins this group called the Guardians, who is mortal rebels, essentially. And they blow up an armory in Luminos City, which is where all of the Descended live. And she goes and runs into a burning building, and she doesn't die, and she's like, I'm just really indestructible as a mortal. My girl. My sweet, sweet girl. Let me talk to you for a minute. You are not immortal. Anyway, so she has stopped taking it, and she starts having what she thinks are delusions again, but she's actually just doing magic. And then at the end of the book, she's like, starts getting a really bad headache. The king, some really weird shit happened with the king when she saw him the last time, and she's like, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm losing my mind. And Teller's like, you're not crazy. I love you. And they're like running through the swamp by their house. And she gets like this big brain explosion situation. Has my cat been eating my plant? Anyway, and all of a sudden, light shoots out of her head. Out of her head? No, it doesn't shoot out of her head. It shoots out of her hands into the sky. And her brother's like, bitch. He's looking not at her. He's looking like above her, like right here. And he's like, bitch, you are the motherfucking Queen of Lumnos. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she like looks down in the water and sees her reflection, and there's a fucking crown above her head. And then it ends with an epilogue where her mother is on an unnamed island at this point, doing unnamed things, being a super sneaky bitch. And then Glow and Heat progress the story. You get to go to the places, and you get to meet the other crowns. The kings and queens are called crowns. Lots of things happen. Heat is all about her trials and tribulations in Lumnos, because the Descended are not happy that she is who was chosen to be the new queen. So it's all of her trials and tribulations with coming to terms with not actually being mortal. She's lived mortal her entire life, and now all of a sudden she has power and she's the queen, and nobody likes her who has power. And all of the mortals are like, hell yeah, you're only going to do stuff for us. Fuck the Descended. And she's like, no, like, guys, there are innocent people on both sides. And it's just her trying to navigate through that while there's other backstory things happening. And then Glow, nope, we're on Glow. Heat, if I flip that backwards, Glow is the second one. So we're on Heat now. Heat is where we really travel to all of the places. Something crazy happens at the end of Glow. She ends up on Arboros. That's where she wakes up. In the middle, in Heat, she wakes up on Arboros. And it's her trying to find her way back. Now it's not just Descended Immortals that are mad at her. It's the other crowns. And, like, so much is happening. And I don't know how she's going to fit all of what needs finished into one book. But let's hope that she does it really good. I recommend reading these books. If you like completed series, I would wait until Burn of the Everflame. The last one is out. Burn has no release date at this point. There's no release date because she didn't want to set a release date and disappoint everybody. So, if you'd like a deep dive, let me know and I can do that. Also, the Fantasy Fangirls podcast is a deep dive. But yeah, so if you, I think there's one more thing that I wanted to say. Also, I started in May. I'm reading The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. I did a rant review on The Coven. It's taken me really long. I will finish The Cursed eventually, and I will make a rant review. So the trouble with this situation here is that rant reviews do really good if you're not like super popular like Lexi and Nicole of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast. They're super popular with people. They get a lot of views. It's whatever. But their shit like blew up and took off. They're just more fun than I am. But when you're starting and you have about as much luck as I do, the hate videos get a lot more likes. The problem is I don't like to read things that I hate, but I also don't want to have to make a book review for I don't want to have to make a video for every single book that I like. I will hopefully have a rant review for that out either this month or in July. This month, I might just make videos about sapphic books that I like. Because it is June. It is Pride Month. Hello, my other Alphabet Mafia members. I am the B in LGBTQ. Is that correct? IA+. I am married to a man, and I am in a very straight passing relationship. I am very straight looking. I am not very straight, however. My husband is aware of this. Don't you worry about that. Anyway, that was a big, long rant. Happy Pride, everybody. And I will see you guys next time. Again, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with friends that you think would also like it. Go back and look at my little small catalog of videos. Send those to anybody that you'd like. Liking and subscribing really does help. Spread the word. I would love that. I do have a TikTok. My TikTok is so BookishChaos. My TikTok, my Instagram that I almost never use, will be down below. My Goodreads and my StoryGraph are here. And they will also be down below. So I will see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Why you always in the mood? I'm acting brand new.